بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين أجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف اللهم أخرجني من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمني بنور الفهم اللهم افتح علينا أبواب رحمتك وانشر علينا خزائن علومك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Alhamdulillah, we have tawfiq to continue our study of Imamah and Wilayah. We are studying the chapter about Imam Ali's successorship in the Quran. We talked about the ayah about witness. The third ayah is what they call ayatul Tabligh, the verse of propagation. In Surah Ma'idah, verse 67, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الرسول بلغ ما أنزل إليك من ربك وإن لم تفعل فما بلغت رسالته والله يعصمك من الناس إن الله لا يهدي القوم الكافرين. The very first lecture I gave in my life was when I was a teenager, and in the assembly in the school they asked me to talk, and I talked about this verse and the verse of اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم. So I listened to some lectures of Ayatollah Mutahari many times and prepared myself. It was the first lecture, it was difficult, so I tried to prepare that. So I have memory of that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to the Prophet, deliver what has been sent to you from your Lord. So there was a message that Allah sent to the Prophet, and he should have delivered it. But it shows that there was a need for emphasis. Otherwise, it's obvious that the Prophet had to deliver. So even up to here shows that there was an issue. But then the ayah continues and makes it even clearer. وَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلْ, and if you don't do so, فَمَا بَلَّغْتَ رِسَالَتَهُ, if you don't deliver that message, you have not delivered the whole risala, the whole mission depends on this. وَاللَّهُ يَعْصِمُكَ مِنَ النَّاسِ. This shows that Prophet had some concern, but not because of himself not being happy with the content of message which he had to deliver. He had some concern because he was worried about the reaction of some people. And Allah says, deliver the message and God is going to protect you from people. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَهْدِي الْقَوْمَ الْكَافِرِينَ. Truly God does not guide the people who are faithless. Of course, kafir, as we have said before, in the Quran normally, unless there is overriding evidence, normally someone who deliberately denies the truth and rejects the truth. So, what was this message? That delivery of the whole mission depended on this message. And that was something that some people had concern or hesitation, resistance about it, to the extent that they could do something very harmful to Islam. Because the Prophet was not worried about his life. In Mecca, his life was always in danger, and still he delivered the message. If message was Tawheed, if it was something to get, for example, into trouble with pagans and kuffar, the Prophet had no worry. It shows that this was something about the people who didn't believe in Islam as a complete package. These kuffar actually seem to be not necessarily kuffar in the sense of those who deny Tawheed. Those who, Allah says, they say, نؤمن ببعض ونكفر ببعض. So, here Mufassirin have lots of discussion. According to Shia and Sunni sources, and I have given references to some Sunni sources, for example, Suyuti in Ad-Durr al-Manthur, Ibn Asakir in his Tarikh Madinat al-Dimashq, Sa'labi in Kashf wal-Bayan and Tafsir al-Quran, and others. They have said this verse was revealed on the 18th of the Hajj in a place which is called Qadir Khum, and that was when there were many people. According to some estimations, there were 140,000 people. And this relates to the hadith of Qadir Khum, and here I have quoted also some hadith from Sunni sources to make it very much documented. I have put the translations in the text and the original Arabic in footnote, so that if anyone knows Arabic, they can see the original text. If anyone is in doubt about my translation, they can check by themselves that we didn't change even a word. So, for example, At-Tabari quotes from Zayd ibn Arqam. قال لما نزل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بغدير خم في رجوعه من حجة الوداع وكان في وقت الضحى وحر شديد. The Prophet on his return from last and farewell Hajj in morning before Zuhr, and when it was very hot, asked people to stop, and the Prophet made a sermon, a khutbah. In that khutbah he said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed to me, إن الله تعالى أنزل إلي بلغ ما أنزل إليك من ربك وإن لم تفعل فما بلغت رسالته والله يعصمك من الناس. وقد أمرني جبرائيل عن ربي أن أقوم في هذا المشهد. And Jibreel informed me on behalf of my Lord that I should stand here, stop and stand here. وأعلم كل أبيض وأسود, and should declare to every person, black and white, means every person. إن علي بن أبي طالب أخي ووصيي وخليفتي والإمام بعدي. Ali, the son of Abu Talib, is my brother, my successor, the one who is responsible for my wasiyah and successor and imam after me. And he continued, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ قَدْ نَصَبَهُ لَكُمْ وَلِيًّا وَإِمَامًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has appointed him as your guardian and imam, leader, وَفَرَضَ طَاعَتَهُ عَلَى كُلِّ أَحَدٍ, and has made his obedience obligatory for everyone. مَاضٍ حُكْمُهُ. مَاضٍ حُكْمُهُ means his judgment or his verdict is effective. جائز قوله. Whatever he says has to be accepted. ملعون ما خالفه مرحوم من صدقه. Whoever confirms and affirms him would be receiving mercy from Allah. Those who conflict with him, they would be away from Allah's mercy. اسمعوا وأطيعوا. Listen and obey. فإن الله مولاكم وعلي إمامكم. Allah is your master and Ali is your imam. ثم الإمامة في ولدي من صلبه إلى يوم القيامة. Then after him, Imamah is in my children through Ali, my progeny through Ali, up to the day of judgment. ثم رفعه إلى السماء. Then he raised Imam Ali, or raised the hand of Imam Ali, and he said to people, هذا أخي ووصي وواعي علمي. واعي علمي means the one who has my knowledge. وخليفتي على من آمن بي, and his successor of me for those who believe in me. Also Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal in Musnad, he mentions from Zayd ibn Arqam, the same person. Zayd ibn Arqam, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal also narrates from him, and he says that نزلنا مع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بواد. With Rasulullah we stopped in a valley which is called Wadi Khum, Valley of Khum. فأمر بالصلاة. Then he asked people to be ready for prayer, and after that he talked to us, and they made a little thing to provide him with shadow, and the Prophet said, أَلَسْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ أو أَلَسْتُمْ تَشْهَدُونَ. Aren't you aware, or don't you bear witness, أَنَا أَوْلَى بِكُلِّ مُؤْمِنٍ مِّن نَفْسِهِ, that I have more authority over any believer than what he has over in himself? قَالُوا بَلَى. They said yes, because it's Quran. النَّبِيُّ أَوْلَى بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ مِنْ أَنفُسِهِمْ. When they admitted, Rasulullah said, فَمَنْ كُنْتُ مَوْلَاهُ فَإِنَّ عَلِيًّا مَوْلَاهُ. Whoever I have been his guardian, or Ali is his guardian, Allahumma wali man walah wa adi man ada. Allah be wali and supporter for whoever supports Ali, and be enemy of those who are hostile towards Ali. Also, Nayshaburi, Abu Abdullah al-Hakim al-Nayshaburi in Mustadrak al-Sahihain, he quotes also from Zayd ibn Arqam. And it's very similar. But here, there is a mention of Hadith al-Saqalain also. Because one of the occasions that Hadith al-Saqalain was mentioned was Qadir. لما رجع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من حجة الوداع ونزل غدير خم أمر بدوحات فقمنا فقال كأني قد دعيت فأجبت. The Prophet said, it seems that I have been called. He informed about his departure, his demise, and he said, I have accepted the call. إني قد تركت فيكم الثقلين. I have left among you two weighty, precious things. أحدهما أكبر من الآخر. One of them is greater than the other, the book of God and my household. فانظروا كيف تخلفوني فيهما. Be careful about the way you behave with respect to these two after me. فإنهما لن يفترقا حتى يرد علي الحوض. These two will never separate from each other until they come to me next to the fountain. Then he said, إن الله عز وجل مولاي وأنا مولى كل مؤمن. Truly, God the Almighty is my master and I am master of every believer. Then he took the hand of Imam Ali and said, Man kuntu mawlah, fahada waliyuh, Allahumma walid man walah, wa adiman ada. Whoever I am his master, Ali is his master or guardian, or Allah be with the one who is with Ali and be against the one who is against Ali. Also we have here from other books. So this is something that helps us better understand the ayah of Tabligh 67 of Surah Ma'idah. There is also a story that relates to the day of Ghadir. And this story, you find it in some books about 2 verses of Surah Al-Ma'arij. For example, Sa'labi, he quotes something interesting in his historical report. And this is, as I said, about these 2 verses at the beginning of Surah Al-Ma'arij. سَأَلَ سَائِلٌ بِعَذَابٍ وَاقِعٍ لِلْكَافِرِينَ لَيْسَ لَهُ دَافِعٍ. An asker asked for a punishment. Someone asked for a punishment for those who are faithless, of course, means rejected faith deliberately, that punishment would not be possible to be stopped. What's the story? Who asked for punishment? The story is as follows. Sa'labi in his book Al-Kashf wal-Bayan and Tafsir al-Quran, volume 10, page 35, says that when Rasulullah was in Ghadir Khum, he asked people to gather together. فَأَخَذَ بِيَدَ عَلِيٍّ رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُ. He took the hand of Ali, may Allah be pleased with him. قَالَ مَنْ كُنْتُ مَوْلَاهُ فَعَلِيٌّ مَوْلَاهُ. He said, whoever I am his master, Ali is his master. فَشَاعَ ذَلِكَ وَطَارَ فِي الْبِلَادِ. This news spread because there were so many people there from different places that all witnessed this. So the news spread. فَبَلَغَ ذَلِكَ الْحَرْثِ بْنِ النُّعْمَانِ. This news reached a person called Harth or Harath, the son of Nu'man. He went to Rasulullah and he had a camel. When he reached Rasulullah, he came down from his camel and fastened the rope of the camel somewhere, and the camel was resting. Then he walked towards the Prophet, and the Prophet was with some of his companions. And then in a very rude and impolite way, he started talking to the Prophet. He said, Ya Muhammad, amartana anillah an nashhada an la ilaha illallah. You told us on behalf of God that we should bear witness there is no God but Allah. You see, he's creating doubt. He says, you told us on behalf of God that we should say La ilaha illallah. وَأَنَّكَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ. And you told us that you are sent by him as messenger. فَقَبِلْنَاهُ مِنْهِ. We accepted from you. أَمَرْتَنَا أَن نُصَلِّيَ خَمْسًا. Then you told us say 5 prayers a day. فَقَبِلْنَاهُ مِنْهِ. We accepted from you. أَمَرْتَنَا بِالزَّكَاةِ فَقَبِلْنَا. You told us to give alms, we accepted. أَمَرْتَنَا بِالْحَجِّ فَقَبِلْنَا. You told us to hajj, we accept. It seems it was very difficult, all this for him. أَمَرْتَنَا أَن نَّصُومَ شَهْرًا. You told us to fast 1 month. فَقَبِلْنَا. We accepted. ثُمَّ لَمْ تَرْضَ بِهَذَا. But you were not satisfied with this. You took the hand of your cousin and preferred him over us, raised him over us, and said, مَنْ كُنْتُ مَوْلَى فَعَلِيٌّ مَوْلَى. So you were not happy with all these things, and you wanted to do something more. You asked us to accept your cousin as our master and leader. Then he said, فَهَذَا شَيْءٌ مِّنْكَ أَمْ مِنَ اللَّهِ تَعَالَى. Is this from you or from God? Rasulullah said, وَالَّذِي لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُ هَذَا مِنَ اللَّهِ. By the one who is no Lord other than him, this comes from God. This is not my decision. فَظَلَّ الْحَارث or Harith ibn Nu'man يُرِيدُ رَاحِلَتَهُ. So he returned and moved towards his camel. But when he was going towards his camel, he said, Allahumma in kana ma yaquluhu haqqa fa'amtir alayna hijaratan min as-sama aw ibtina bi'adhabin alim. He said, Oh God, if what he says is right, so send some stones from the sky, or bring us painful punishment. So he was so much stubborn that, and also perhaps wanted to say to people that it's not from God, and this is Rasulullah na'udhu billah lying. He said, if this is from God, he said, oh God, please send rain of stones upon us. Then Sa'labi says, فَمَا وَصَلَ إِلَيْهَا حَتَّى رَمَاهُ اللَّهُ بِحَجَرٍ. He didn't reach his camel unless one stone came to him from his head and went through and killed him. And then this ayah was revealed, سَأَلَ سَائِلٌ بِعَذَابٍ وَاقِعٍ لِلْكَافِرِينَ لَيْسَ لَهُ دَافِعٌ. So this is also related to the story of Ghadir, because at the beginning mentions the story of Ghadir, and they said the news spread, and this man heard and went to Rasulullah and had this conversation with Rasulullah. I have also put here some more quotations about how after Rasulullah declared this, he asked people to be witness. For example, Rasulullah said that أَلَا فَلْيُبَلِّغِ الشَّاهِدُ الْخَائِبُ. Whoever is present should deliver this news to those who are absent. And inshallah you can read all this. The next verse is the verse of Ikmal. In Surah Ma'idah again, but this time in the beginning of Surah Ma'idah, verse 3. That was verse 67, and that was before declaration. After the Prophet declared Imamah of Imam Ali, this verse was revealed. اليوم يئس الذين كفروا من دينكم فلا تخشوهم واخشون. Today, those who are enemies of the truth and faith have lost their hope with respect to your religion. Means they cannot do anything with this religion because this has become a complete package and it has its own guardian. It's not only a set of dogmas and doctrines, it has its own guardian. Islam with Imamah is like a school with principal, a book with teacher, an army with commander. Yeah, so then no one can defeated. But Allah says, don't fear them and fear me. فَلَا تَخْشَوْهُمْ وَخْشَوْا. This is very important. Why Allah says, fear me? Is Allah going to destroy His own religion? No. It means that kuffar now cannot take Islam away from you. But be worried that you may do something that I will take this ni'mah away from you. Yeah? If you have ni'mah of iman, for example, no one can take it away from you. But if you are not grateful, Allah takes it back His ni'mah. So it shows that from this point on, danger comes from inside Ummah. No one from outside can defeat Islam. So I always believe, no matter how much problems are there, how much plots against Islam, how much enmity, I have no worry about Islam from outside. Actually, Islam has shown in history that whenever it is attacked, becomes stronger. يُرِيدُونَ لِيُطْفِئُوا نُورَ اللَّهِ. They want to extinguish the light of Allah, but وَاللَّهُ مُتِمُّ نُورِهِ. Allah makes it complete. Islam never will be defeated from outside. But Islam can be harmed from inside. When Muslims are divided or there are munafiqeen inside, they can do lots of damage. But outside, no. It's like you have made a fortress which is very safe, the gates, the walls, all secure. But if we have inside fortress troublemakers, what can we do? That's the problem. So Allah says, فَلَا تَخْشَوْهُمْ. Don't fear them, fear me. Means fear that I may take this ni'mah from you. Quran says, ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّ اللَّهَ لَمْ يَكُنْ مُغَيِّرًا نِعْمَةً أَنْعَمَهَا عَلَىٰ قَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah is not the one who takes away a ni'mah that He has given to some people unless they change. If you change, Allah may take His ni'mah away from you. Yeah? Is Hujjat Academy a ni'mah or not? Okay, so we have to be careful not to lose this ni'mah. اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا. Today I perfected your religion for you and completed my blessings upon you. وَرَضِيتُ لَكُمُ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا. And today I am pleased with Islam. Islam up to yesterday, up to 1 hour ago, was not satisfying Allah. Because it was not yet completed. Yeah? Now, I am pleased with Islam. Why Allah says, Al-Yawm Akmaltu Lakum Deenakum? Ayatollah Mutahar is a very good discussion. He says, in Arabic, we have two terms which are very similar. And their opposite is the same. Kamal and Tamam. They are very similar. And opposite to both of them is Naqs. Kamil is opposite to Naqis. Tam is also opposite to Naqis. So what is the difference? Tamam is when all the parts are brought. When you are building a house, when the house is complete, when you have fixed doors, windows, lights, everything you fix, if you need to paint, whatever, everything is done. It says this house is tam, is complete. But when this house is kamil, perfect, that is when you bring the furniture and you make it ready for living. So there are two stages. One is completion, one is perfection. Islam without Imamah is complete but not perfect. It's complete in the sense that you have all the parts, but it is not perfect because it's not yet something that gives you the purpose. You understand the difference? Like, for example, if you have a car which is parked, okay, it has all the parts, but unless you switch it on and are able to use it, it's not helping you. If you remember in lessons on Islamic beliefs, we said that Imamah and Wilaya is not part of Islam. You remember we said that this can be misunderstood. We said it's not part of Islam. Therefore, if someone denies it, it's a Muslim, it's still a Muslim. It's the spirit of Islam. It's the soul of Islam. You remember? If someone is a Muslim who doesn't believe Imamah, he's a Muslim. If someone denies, for example, Salah, denies Qibla, denies, for example, Rasulullah, denies Tawheed, he's not a Muslim. But if someone denies Imamah, he's a Muslim. So it means that Imamah is not part next to other parts. Imamah is the soul, is the life, is orientation. Okay? It's like, for example, sometimes you have a body of someone who is missing some parts. For example, there is no hand, there is no eye, there is no leg. But sometimes the body is complete, but there is no life. If someone doesn't have Imam of his or her time, doesn't have the life, doesn't have the soul. Man mata wa lam ya'rif imam zamaneh mata bitatan jahiliya. Of course, they can be Muslim, they can be very good Muslim, they can be very pious, but they have problem in orientation. Of course, there are people who may not consciously believe in Imam, but may unconsciously follow the will of Imam. We can discuss about it another time. So, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, today I perfected your religion, because Imamah is perfecting religion. And today I completed the list of ni'mah. So this is ni'mah, which is the last part of the ni'mah, the last in the list, not the least, but the last. And therefore, he uses for ni'mah itmam, but for religion, ikmal. And I am pleased with this. What is interesting, if you read from beginning of ayah up to the end, you see the part about imamah seems to be put in a context which doesn't relate to it. Because before and after is about those things that cannot be eaten. حرمت عليكم الميتة والدم ولحم الخنزير. And then after رضيت لكم الإسلام دينا فمن اضطر في مخمصة, about people who are in emergency and may need to eat something which is haram, just to be saving themselves their life. So the ayah about Imamah is inserted in a context which is not about aqaid. The same is about, for example, ayatul tathir, which is inserted in a context which is about wives of the Prophet, and all the pronouns are female. Ya nisa an-nabi lastunna ka'ahadin min an-nisa in ittaqaytunna is for female, but all of a sudden becomes innama yuridullah liyudhhiba ankum, not ankunna. Why Allah puts ayat for Imamah sometimes in the context which is not related? Some people, because Allah wants to hide it, to preserve it by hiding it. So this is the ayah of Ikmal, and it's very much related to the story of Qadir Khum, because this was revealed afterwards. And I have also here mentioned some hadiths. For example, let me read for you one hadith from Bukhari, page 145. In Sahih Bukhari, volume 1, page 44. The second Khalif says, إن رجلا من اليهود قال له يا أمير المؤمنين آية في كتابكم تقرؤونها لو علينا معشر اليهود نزلت لاتخذنا ذلك اليوم عيدا. The second Caliph says that one of the Jews told him, there is a verse in your book that if that verse was revealed to us, we would have celebrated that day that this verse was revealed. The second Caliph told him, which ayah? Ayyu ayah? He said this ayah, Al-yawm akmaltu lakum deenakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati wa raditu lakum al-islam deena. Because this is that Allah says He has perfected your religion, so you have to be celebrating that. Then the second Caliph said, قَدْ عَرَفْنَا ذَلِكَ الْيَوْمِ وَالْمَكَانَ الَّذِي نَزَلَتْ فِيهَ عَلَى النَّبِي صلى الله عليه وسلم وَهُوَ قَائِمٌ بِعَرَفَ يَوْمُ الْجُمُعَةِ. He said this was revealed day of Arafah on a Friday. And either this is because it was revealed more than once, or maybe there was a mistake. So, the ayah of Tabligh was revealed before declaration. The ayah of Ikmal was revealed after declaration. And inshallah we continue this discussion with other ayat and then some hadiths. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillah rabbil alameen.